Today I want to talk to you about some cultural shifts. Brantley and I have been working through this personally for the last several weeks and doing a little research, and feel like I'm at a place where I want to come and talk to you guys about some of the things that we've been discussing. And if you look on my desk here, I have some things. If you go all the way back to a vinyl record, this, if you know what that is, that was an 8-track tape, and then a cassette and a CD and an iPod, and then I'm holding this iPad behind me. Music has been a part of life and history longer than I know how to go back and determine. And yet the way in which we listen to music has changed very much over the years. And so the music is the same, but the way we deliver the music to people drastically changed with culture. I think that is true of the church, is that our message never changes. The gospel is still the gospel, but we have to realize that just like this 8-track tape, maybe the way we've been delivering the gospel, the way we've been doing it, is a little out of date. And so I want to talk about some cultural shifts that are taking place. One of the first things is our culture just has more money than it used to have. And because of that increase in money, people are able to travel and take vacations and weekend getaways. One of the other things going on in our culture is that our kids are involved in so many things. And so our children's activities actually dominate many of our schedules. There's no more guilt. When we were younger, you had some guilt about getting up and going to church. Well, now our culture gets up and the last thing on their mind on a Sunday morning is about going to church. And they have no guilt or no remorse about it. Loyalty is low. We are shoppers, and we shop around for the best bargain and the best place to provide it. Some of that filters itself into our churches. There's a distrust for authority and for institutions. And then just like this technology, now there's Wi-Fi and there's technology available so a person can be involved in spiritual disciplines and spiritual growth and never enter a church door. They do it online. They do it through iPods and satellite radio and YouTube videos and so many things that you never actually have to come into a building. So all that being said, the last thing that I want you to do is be discouraged. We don't have to be discouraged in these times. In fact, I believe this is actually the church's finest hour, if I can use that phrase. This is a time where we can be creative and dependent upon God. We can let go, as I've talked about in some of the messages, we can let go of some things and allow God to uproot us from the methods that we've used before and allow God to creatively give us ideas for what is to come. We don't have to wait for people to come into a building. We don't have to rely on programs in order to get people to come to us. In fact, I believe this is the time where we become almost like those circuit riding preachers. We don't wait for people to come to a building or a service. The church goes to the people who are lost and who are broken. And in that, what are we doing? We're inviting them, one, into a relationship with us, that as the body of Christ, we're going out and making relationships with people. And through that, we're connecting them with Jesus Christ, and then we're connecting them with a body of people that love them. If you notice all of the testimonies that we've had over this last year or so, the one common denominator that people say in their testimonies is, when I came to Ember, the people loved me. And if I had a method for reaching people today in 2018, I would say it is this: that we go out into the world and we love people and we connect them with the love of Christ and the love of the family of God. And in the midst of that, that's when people's lives are changed. So I want to encourage you. The culture is changing. As a church, we've been called to adapt to that. And in the weeks ahead, I'm going to give out some more information about how we can creatively minister during these times of change. Thanks.